What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Seton Hill Studios. Hope you're having an amazing day out there so far. Today, we've got a priority request coming in from Lena. Lena, thank you so much for your continued generosity and support of the channel. It means so much to us. We are back checking out the legendary Dan Vasc, this time with a tune called Scarborough Fair. Now, Dan Vasc, he's a staple on the channel. We've heard him do metal, we've heard him do acoustic, we've heard him do 24-part harmony with himself. This one is supposed to show the softer side of Dan, according to Lena, more acoustic, which I'm always excited for. He's so versatile, and I know he's going to blow us away as per usual. But before we get going, a few ways you guys can continue to support the channel. Right down below, you can hit that subscribe button. It's an easy and free way to show some love. You can also head on over to Patreon and become a member there. If that doesn't work for you right here on YouTube, you can become a channel member. Both of those are going to get you access to priority requests as well as other perks and features. And then as always, with a one-time donation through Buy Me a Coffee, you can get a guaranteed request that either Steven or I will check out right here on the channel. All right, y'all, let's get into it. All right, folks, here we go. Dan Vasc performing Scarborough Fair. Let's get into it and see what it's all about. It's a beautiful sounding guitar.
Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
How's he listing off seasons?
Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. Tell her to make me a cambric shirt, deep forest green, parsley, sage, rosemary, and tracing of sparrow in snow-crested brow, without no seams, no needs, and beckons the child of the fountain. She'll be a true lover's mate, unaware of the clarion call. Tell her to find me a maker of land, sprinkling.
So this there's a lot going on here. So he sang that first part alone, and then he comes in with the rest of it, and it's just like this call and response, constant looping, 3-part harmony, and it just hasn't stopped. There's a lot going on. I can't even keep up with all the lyrics. But this is cool. It's like it's almost like a folk song or something that gets like carried down through time or something. Like it just sounds, there's something about it that sounds old. I don't know. It's the only way I know how to describe it. But yeah, it's like I can't necessarily pinpoint like, oh, this is Celtic or Scottish or Irish. Like I don't know that, just because I'm not familiar enough with those different cultures' music. But it sounds just like, yeah, it just sounds like a song that was passed down or something. I don't get the. I'm sure there's some kind of references in the lyrics, but there's so much going on. I legitimately can't keep up with them. I'm trying to listen, but it's like. There's just a lot. But like the rosemary and thyme, like I heard it the first time, like, why is he listing off food seasonings? But I'm sure they have other uses and other references in context with the rest of the lyrics. But hey, this is definitely a softer side of Dan for sure. And the 3-part harmony stuff, and the, like I said, the kind of looping lyrics that never really stop. added in with the production value of like him like fading in and out of the center and stuff like that. It's really cool. He does such a great job, man, of just kind of making every video and every performance like the whole package, like a visual and audio experience for the listener, which is cool. All right, let's see if I can figure any of these lyrics out. There's a lot going on.
Parsley, sage, rosemary, and touches the grave with silvery tear between the salt water and the stew streams and polishes again. Then she'll be a true love of mine. Tell her to repair with a sickle of leather, scarlet battalion, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Soldiers who care and gather it all on a fine bunch of covers. Long ago forgotten, she'll be a true love of mine.
So musically, there's a lot of cool stuff going on too. Like at one point, I'm almost certain I heard a what's it called, a harpsichord. It felt like in there, and then there's obviously like I'm pretty sure that's a guitar. It's so like the timbre of it is so high. I don't know if it's like capoed up or what chords they're playing there, but it feels really high pitched. But the standout part for me, honestly, is the bass. There's so much, and I don't know if he programmed all this or if somebody played it, but all the different movement in the low end and the bass is really kind of carrying the music for me. It's really standing out, I guess is what I should say. Because there's really a lot going on. I mean, there's a lot of movement in the instrumentation. It's constantly arpeggiating out chords. There's tons of movement in in the vocals, which makes it that much more impressive, honestly, because he's doing all these multiple harmonies with himself, and it's all really tight. It's very, very well done. All right, let me roll it back a couple seconds.
Love of mine. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine.
So there's like the only lyrics I've really caught on to be honest, has been he said, "Then she will be a true love of mine," and then sometimes he's saying, "Remember her, she was a true love of mine." So there's some kind of love story thread or something running through this that I haven't caught on to because I can't keep up with the amount of lyrical content going on. But this there's almost like a, I don't know, like a like an ethereal quality to this with everything going on. I think it's in the way that he's singing, coupled kind of with the instrumentation coming in and out. I don't know if that's like a triangle in the background doing some of those like really pingy hits, or if it's like a xylophone. I don't know. I feel like there's a ton of instrumentation going on here with instruments that you don't normally hear, which kind of makes it hard to recognize everything that's going on. But I really appreciate everything that's going on because there's so many textures, there's so many layers to it, that I feel like you would have to listen to a song like this like multiple times to really unpack and truly get what is going on for everything to kind of click. Which is cool. I love music like that where you got to give it multiple listens to truly appreciate everything that's going on. Oh, dang, I thought there was
Hey,
like a
my
minute
friends, this is something kind of unusual for my channel. I know it doesn't look like, but I actually enjoy a lot of music that it's not metal or rock, especially acoustic folk music. In fact, there's a lot of acoustic songs here in this channel, and oh, here it is. As you know, I'm all about music that gives you power, and you can do that with acoustic music too. See you on the playlist.
It's true.
To one who lives there, she once was a true.
See, Dan gets it. There's plenty of power in acoustic music, you know, as much as there is with the in-your-face metal stuff. He gets it, man. That's why Dan's the man, because he just knows. He's always got good stuff to say. That's why y'all told us early on, always stick through to the outros, because sometimes he be in there being hilarious. Sometimes he gives you little nuggets of wisdom like that. We never would have learned about Dan's Law. You got to watch it all the way through. That was a cool one. Definitely out of my wheelhouse. I'm not exactly for sure necessarily what culture that folk song was from. At least I was somewhat right that it seemed like a folk song, because I'm assuming because he referenced it kind of as a folk song in the end there, that I was at least partially correct, and I'm not a complete buffoon. But it was cool, man. The 3-part harmonies that he was doing there were killer. Again, there was so much lyrical content going on that it would warrant another listen or two, or maybe even listening to it, you know, with the lyrics on the screen as well, to really pick up what was going on. Like I said, there's clearly some kind of love story interwoven in between it all, but I could not keep up with the amount of lyrical content. Other than the parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, I think it was. I don't know. Am I listening to a song or am I making spaghetti? I don't even know at this point. But yeah, there was just a lot. There was a lot going on in there, which was cool. You know, again, like I said, I appreciate music that requires multiple listens to really, truly appreciate everything that was going on in there. And while it seemed kind of at a surface level, it's like, oh, well, it's just some acoustic music and Dan singing. There were complex layers all running throughout that entire tune that was just made it what it was. It didn't need, big in your face power metal vocals. It didn't need to bring any drums in or, big soaring guitars. Like, it just was what it was. And, like Dan said, there was power in it as well. And I'm sure that the song means, quite a bit to people maybe who grew up with it or grew up listening to it, or it's just part of their history or their heritage, which I think is super cool. Music can be powerful and impactful, just as it is, just like Dan said. All right, y'all. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hit that notification bell so every time we drop new content, you guys can be made aware. And as always, we'll see you on the next one.